he's probably able to get away with a lot more things than he probably should because he's an NBA star who's making about to be 200 mil. Of course, people are going to capitulate to you. Of course, people are going to listen to you. Of course, people are going to follow your lead. Whatever you do, they're going to go with it. They know what you can potentially provide for them, and they want to stick around that. They don't want to alienate that relationship. So they're just going to be a yes man. They're just going to follow your lead and do whatever you say. If it's just a whole bunch of yes men around you, are they your real friends? Are they people you really need to be around? Are they people you can really grow with? Welcome back to the channel, y'all, where self-improvement is the movement. Welcome to another video. Before we go ahead and start, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, and show me love on my most recent podcast episode. Episode 11, I'm going to put it in the description down below. Y'all can go ahead and check that out whenever y'all have time or whatever. Right after this video, you can go check it out. I have the timestamps in there so you can skip through certain topics I touch on. But today, y'all, we are about to talk about this Ja Morant situation. I didn't talk about the first one for whatever reason. I felt like I didn't need to, but this incident right here, I feel like I need to talk about it from a whole bunch of different perspectives. And I will preface the video by saying that Ja Morant's actually one of my favorite young players in the league right now. Reminds me a lot of Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's my favorite player all time and whatnot. But Ja Morant, I like him as a basketball player. I really do. I hope he's successful. I hope he wins a title in the future, all that good stuff. And he's 23 years old. I'm 22, so in a way we can relate to each other. But I'll preface it by saying that I'm not making this video to clown him. I'm not making this video to kick him while he's down. I know it's a very tough situation, probably very tough times in his life right now. That's just context. It's not an excuse for what he did or why he did it. But I just wanted to preface my comments by just kind of saying like, hey, I just want to talk about the situation as a whole, talk about some points here, and that's pretty much it. But as y'all all know, I'm not going to really go deep into it. Ja Morant was seen on IG Live for the second time in about 3 months holding a gun, this time in a car with one of his buddies or whatnot. And the NBA and the Grizzlies are looking to suspend him once again. And you might ask, why would he be suspended if firearm carry, open carry is legal in whatever state that's legal? A lot of other people do it. Why can't he do it? Y'all are right on that. But the fact of the matter is, it's more to it than that. Because if it was just that, then we wouldn't be talking about this right now. But the reason why we're talking about this is because he's in the NBA. The NBA is a private entity. It's just a bad look to their company. It's a bad look to their brand. It's a bad look to the public looking at the NBA. And obviously they do not want that. No company would want that. Whatever company you probably work for, if they saw a video of you brandishing a gun on an IG Live and it gets to them, especially a high-profile brand, they're probably going to do the same thing. And you better be good at what you do, because the suspensions probably, or the repercussions and the punishments are going to probably be a lot worse if you're not as good as what you do as Ja is in the NBA. But that's a whole subject for a different day. I do want to talk about some things on why the situation is so bad from a social perspective, from a self-improvement perspective, because that's the type of channel I am. It's really bad because you really see the influence that social media and certain pop culture items have nowadays on the youth. Obviously, so easy to gain access to so many different things on the internet nowadays, and that leaves an imprint on this young generation. It's so easy to be impressionable on a lot of different things, on a lot of different subjects, on a lot of different ideas. And so those things we're exposed to can, and in many cases does, take over our persona and who we end up being on the outside to others, whether that be true to ourselves or not. And you probably end up playing a persona that is not you. That's not true to yourself. It's not true to who you are internally. And with Ja, I think that's the case here. Just looking at it from that perspective, and how else would I know? Well,
it's not who I am. I don't condone any type of violence, but I take full responsibility for my actions.
Hanging with the wrong crowd, man. This just goes to show you that you have to be really particular on who you surround yourself around. Energy is very, very real, and the energy you surround yourself with will go a long, long way, whether it be better or for worse. And I think in Ja's case right now, from the outside looking in, he doesn't have a very good support staff around him. I'm not talking about family really, because I think his family is very supportive. Obviously, his dad is very supportive. We see on social media, but I think the friends around him have a bad influence on him, and that's why he's being stuck in this position, stuck in these predicaments. He's probably able to get away with a lot more things than he probably should, because he's an NBA star who's making about to be 200 mil. Of course people are going to capitulate to you. Of course people are going to listen to you. Of course people are going to follow your lead. Whatever you do, they're going to go with it, whether it's wrong or not, whether you should be doing it or not, just because they want to be around you, just because they know who you are. They know your status. They know what you can potentially provide for them, and they want to stick around that. They don't want to alienate that relationship, so they're just going to be a yes man. They're just going to follow your lead and do whatever you say. Now with family, I think it can be the same thing, but I think in this situation it's a whole different dynamic, which really sucks, because he did grow up in obviously I'm looking at this from the outside looking in. From the outside perspective, he didn't grow up in the trenches and the mud. He grew up in at least a middle class type of family, and had his parents there that they did the best they could to support him and his family for him to get to where he is right now. And it really, really sucks for him to put all that stuff in jeopardy right now. And lastly, this is just not being able to handle big time success. Ja Morant's one of the biggest stars in the NBA right now, one of the best players in the league right now. And when you're that big, and I'm not just talking NBA or sports and acting and in whatever niche you're in, if you become a big time icon, if you have this big status, you are essentially a brand. Your individual self is a brand, and the people around you, in a way, are your employees. They kind of work with you and for you in certain respects. And going back to it, they're probably yes man more than anything. And it really sucks, because this is especially the time when you need accountability, people to hold you accountable, people to sit you down and tell you when you're swerving left to bring you back right. Where you're going off the walls, they bring you back down to earth, bring you back down to reality. And it seems like he doesn't have those type of people in his life right now, which is really unfortunate. And that's putting all his generational wealth in jeopardy right now. I don't think his contract's going to be terminated or anything. He will be suspended, I think. Now, he did come out and say that it was a mental health thing as to why the first incident happened. He kind of said that was his way of stressing or de-stressing. That was his way of coping. That was his way of getting out of the reality of life, because especially the lifestyle he's living, it's crazy. Being in the NBA, the spotlight's always on you. There's always pressure on you. There's always people talking about you. Imagine just someone critiquing everything you do about your job. Imagine whatever job you work. Imagine someone's always critiquing you and your job 24/7 on national TV, by the way. It's tough. All these eyeballs are on you. You're expected to do so many great things, and sometimes it can get to someone mentally. It can really get to a lot of people. It's not the right way to cope, though. It's really not. I hope he can find ways to better deal with his anxiety, better deal with his stress, potential depression, and just surround himself with a better group of people, man. There's no reason as to why these incidents should be popping up. I don't care who disagrees. I don't care who argues with me. Probably won't respond. But it just really goes to show you that you got to be careful about who is around you, who is influencing you. If it's just a whole bunch of yes men around you, are they your real friends? Are they people you really need to be around? Are they people you can really grow with? You know, you have to sometimes be the dumbest person in the room, because the people that you're in a room with are only going to make you smarter. And I think Ja is the smartest person in the room in a lot of instances in his life. And that's not good. So I hope Ja Morant ends up figuring this thing out, man. I hope he learns from this for real this time and gets his life in order, because he's too talented of a player to not be out there. He will be suspended some portion of next season, who knows how long, but it really, really sucks. It really, really sucks. But y'all go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe for me. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. At least be respectful. If you're going to disagree, if you're not respectful, I'm just not going to answer to you. That's just what it is. But y'all let me know what y'all think. And without further ado, be different. Be a wonderful one. I'm out. Peace.